Hey Marcus, Katrina, this is air sequence numero uno. Good morning everyone, welcome to your Vinyasa class for today. My name is Katrina, for those of you who don't know me. So when we practice yoga, we really want to think about bringing lightness to the body. By practicing our yoga, we can move stale energy throughout the body, and create lightness through that. So when you're practicing today, I really want you to think about lightness and most of all, make sure you're having fun when you're doing it because that's really the essence of yoga. So just to start with, if you just want to step towards the front of your mat, we'll come into Tadasana, mountain pose. So just touching the toes together, heels are slightly apart, quads are turned on, lengthening the tailbone away towards the floor, palms are facing forward, creating lift through the chest, but length through the back of the neck. Just closing the eyes and taking some nice deep breaths. Getting grounded, getting centered. Setting your intention for lightness throughout the practice. Cracking the eyes open and bring the palms to heart center. We'll start the class with one collective Om. Taking a big breath in. Enjoy your practice, everyone. Inhale, reaching the palms high, and exhale, palms to heart center. Reaching the hands towards the side of the room and extending the wrists back, creating a nice stretch through the front of the forearms, as if you're trying to push the walls away, and flexing the wrists the other way at this time, feeling the stretch on the other side of your forearms. You might like to twist your arms so the fingers pointing towards the back of the room, stretching the muscles, stretching the nerves, rolling the wrists one way and the other way, and returning palms to heart center. Inhale, sweeping the arms high, lifting your gaze, and exhale, palms through heart center, coming into a deep forward fold, Uttanasana. So you can either keep your knees straight here or have a slight bend in the knees if it's too much of a stretch on the hamstrings. You want to be lengthening your tailbone towards the floor, lengthening your neck, the back of the neck. You might like to give your head just a little bit of a nod or a shake from side to side, letting the day drip away, releasing any tension in the neck. Placing the fingertips on the floor in front, inhale into a half lift, back lengthening through the back of the neck, keeping the chin tucked. And exhale, coming into a forward fold. Placing the palms firmly in front of you, stepping back into a high plank. So you want to be broadening through the collarbones, pushing up through the chest there, creating a bit of lift. And exhale, coming into a low plank. Inhale, high plank. Lifting the left leg. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, high plank. Swapping legs, lifting the right leg. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, high plank. Replacing the right leg and exhale back into your first down dog. So we want to broaden through the shoulder blades, rolling the armpits in to face each other, lengthening the tailbone towards the floor and grounding through the heels. Toes should be slightly pointing into each other. And you want to lift the hips and lengthen the tailbone, driving the heels into the floor. Taking your drishti, your gaze, to between the thighs. Taking a big inhale here. And sinking the heels to the floor. Inhale, lifting the right leg to the ceiling. Lifting the heel. You want to square the hips to the floor, so dropping through that right hip. Good. Now keeping the shoulders square, you want to open through the right leg and bending through the top knee. You might need to drop through that right shoulder, that's it, good. Either stay here or flip into wild thing. So, so just onto toe, there, and reaching towards the ceiling, and flipping back into your down dog, pushing back there. Good. Taking an inhale, and exhale, sinking the heels towards the floor. It's time reversing, so inhale the left leg skywards, squaring that left hip towards the ground, and lifting the left leg, opening through the hip, squaring the shoulders there, lifting through that left hip. Either stay here or flip over into wild thing there. So onto the ball of the left foot, reaching, shining, creating lightness towards the front of the room, lifting through the chest, and exhale, flipping back over into downward facing dog. Taking an inhale here, and exhale, sinking the hips and the heels. Inhale, lifting the right leg to the sky, and exhale, placing it between the palms at the front of the mat. Turning the back foot at 45 degrees towards the back of the mat, and inhale into warrior one. Exhale, sinking into your lunge. So you want your knee to be tracking directly over the front foot, and see if you can bend the front knee so you're lunging, so your thigh is parallel to the mat, rolling the front thigh out, grounding through the back of the back foot, sinking the shoulder blades away from the ears, lifting through the chest, creating lightness and lift. And exhale, palms to mat. Stepping back, Chaturanga Dandasana, lowering through low plank. Inhale, pushing into up dog, lifting through the chin, broadening through the collarbone. And exhale, tuck the chin, roll over the toes, pushing back into downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale, sinking the heels. Inhale, reversing, lifting the left leg high. And exhale, placing it between the palms at the front of the mat. Inhale into warrior one. Sinking through, deepening through the lunge, rolling the front thigh out, squaring that right hip, you want to draw the right hip towards the front of the room and draw the left hip towards the back of the room. And exhale, palms to mat, flowing through. Exhale into low plank, rolling over toes. Inhale into up dog, lifting through the chest, lifting the chin. And exhale, tucking the chin, pushing back into downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg to the sky, and exhale, placing it between the palms. Inhale into warrior one. Straightening through the front leg and just hopping forward with the left foot. So you want your feet about 1 metre apart from each other there, squaring the hips to the front of the room. Placing your right hand on the right hip, reaching the left hand towards the sky, and exhale as you reach towards the front of the room, and placing the left hand on the inside of the right foot as you reach towards the ceiling. Inhale, coming into a twisting triangle. So you want to be rolling that top shoulder back, taking your gaze towards that top hand if you can, shining through the fingertips towards the top of the room. And exhale, both palms to either side of the front foot. Inhale, coming into a half lift. And exhale, folding deeply over that front leg. Tucking the chin and drawing your forehead towards the shin. Inhale, lengthening through the body, and exhale, coming into your forward fold. Placing your hands on your hips, straightening through the back, and inhale all the way to standing. Pushing off the back leg, giving the left knee a hug towards the chest, and lowering all the way to the floor. Inhale, sweeping the hands to the sky, and exhale, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and exhale, chaturanga dandasana. High plank, low plank, roll over the toes, inhale into up dog, and exhale, rolling over, pushing back into downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg to the sky. Exhale, placing it between the palms at the front of the mat, and inhale into warrior one. Straightening through the left leg, just hop that right leg forward, so it's a metre apart, so we're just repeating it on the other side. So the left hand stays on the left hip, reaching the right hand high, inhale, and exhale, reaching the right hand all the way forward to the front of the room as it meets the mat on the inside of the left foot. So we're taking our twisting triangle to the other side. Inhale, the left hand all the way to the sky, rolling that left shoulder back, lifting through the fingertips, creating that lightness that we've been talking about, and lowering the left hand to the other side of the left foot. Inhale, coming into a half lift, and exhale, folding deeply over that left shin, stretching through the hamstring there. See if you can draw your right hip forward, draw the left hip back. Placing the hands to the hips, inhaling with a straight back all the way to standing, pushing off the right leg, drawing the knee into the chest, and lowering the right foot all the way to the ground. So we're going to come into a balancing sequence here. To start with, we're going to come into dancer's pose. So just really grounding through that left leg there. You want to create lightness through the right leg and lifting the right foot, so you're taking the inside of the right foot with the right hand. Inhale the left leg skywards, and exhale as you kick back, pushing into the hand with your right foot into dancer's pose. So you want to straighten through that front leg if you can, pushing into that right hand with your back leg. See if you can square your hips to the ground, so you're wanting to draw that right hip down. Good. From here, release the right leg, sweep the hands back, and transition into aeroplane pose. So you want to open through the front of the chest, lift through the back leg. You're soaring here, so lifting through the back leg, shining through the chest, sweeping the hands behind you, creating lift. It's alright, and it's okay to lose the balance. It means you're challenging your edge. Lowering both hands to the floor. Leaving the right hand on the floor, we're going to come into half moon. So you want to leaving the left hand on the floor and reaching up with the right hand, lifting through the right leg, rolling the shoulder open, rolling the hip open, shining through the fingertips, rolling open that hip, lifting through the